Representative Ward.
Speaker, I rise in opposition.
Opposition, please proceed.
This is middle class killer bill number 1 for the day. Mr. Speaker, we know the middle class is generally characterized as having enough income to buy or rent a reasonably or decent house, having enough food on the table, buying or leasing a car, getting your kids in school. But as we've held that up as an icon for our nation, the American dream, we have slowly divested it of its security by increasing the cost of living, particularly in this state. Mr. Speaker, this bill actually levies a fee on an unknown person. It levies a fee based upon how much impervious surfaces you have in the surroundings of your house. Impervious surfaces are like blacktop, cement, rooftops, anything that causes runoff. And runoff, seriously, is the biggest pollution that we have. Basically, it's the man-made pollution running into the sea. However, if we are going to put a fee to somebody, we ought to know what we're doing, Mr. Speaker. We don't know the typography of every household. We know there are about 450,000 homes in the state of Hawaii. We don't know how much concrete, cement, driveways, sidewalks, roof space there is. But we do know there's 5% of the population on urban land, and that's 92% of the people who live in the state of Hawaii. The differential is, even if we do a Google Earth survey, we find out, oh, your driveway is wider than your neighbor's and the other driveway, and the other houses may have less because they have grass and green. And there may be people who live on the side of a mountain who have a lot of rocks and clay, so they're going to have more runoff. The point is, it gets a little bit loosey-goosey on how you're actually going to measure this. And then the biggest variable, take my colleague who lives on the west side. How much rainfall do they get on the west side? She may have a totally concrete yard, but they don't have any rain. Well, they have maybe 5 to 15 inches per year. My colleague from Waikiki, I think it's less than 5 inches that they get in Waikiki, but they get cement all over the place, Mr. Speaker. So how are we going to be equitable to implement this bill? It's like a blank invoice to the middle class. If you own a house, you're going to pay. We should know what we're doing. This should either be a feasibility study or recommitted or do something to make it logical. Because, you know, we create all these ideas about how we can get more money out of the middle class. This is the one we don't even know how we're going to do it. And if we're going to do it, my point of my speech is, let's do it equitable. Those places that have less rainfall and more concrete, let's treat them equally of those who have less concrete and more rainfall. For those reasons, Mr. Speaker, this is a middle-class killer bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative. Any further discussion on Stand Council Report number 858? If not, Representative